Hello Dota fans, welcome to the International 8 Regional Qualifiers. My name is NomadCasts, and this is Wind and Rain versus Team Kinguin in this best of one group stage game. That's right, they've made it. Wind and Rain, of course, coming through the open qualifiers, a dark horse, the surprise team, but they make it through to the regionals, and here they are, standing off versus Team Kinguin, one of the invited teams, and I can't say I've been more excited about an opening than this opening we've got right here. What is going on? I don't even know. So, Team Kinguin, obviously, they're known, especially with, like, Exotic Deer and Elder Slash and stuff, they kind of take things in a slightly different direction. And they've already picked up a Shadow Demon as an opening. You know, this is not common. This is quite interesting. And then the Kunkka to pair it up with as well. So already you have this fairly strong support duo. If you want to put the Kunkka as a support, but you can also put him as a mid. So your options are open. Meanwhile, Wind and Rain, they've gone for the Magnus and the Leshrac opening. Of course, Magnus not a common hero, especially in the first tier. But, well, Wind and Rain say, yeah, let's go. Let's go. And they take that big Minotaur for their first pick, and pair it up with a Leshrac. So already as well, you've got that RP into the stump combo. Undying now picked up by Wind and Rain, so they're going to have that strong lane support. But let's just have a quick look over at the bans. Wind and Rain, they're hitting on the Naga, and the Lycan and the Nightstalker have all been banned. Meanwhile, Kinguin, they ban out the Wisp, the Chen, and the Beastmaster in the first phase. Now, the key thing to note here is that nobody banned Warlock. Everybody is super valuing this Warlock right now, so the fact that he hasn't been banned or picked up, pretty interesting to me. I wonder if this is a trend we're going to see continue. Meanwhile, Wind and Rain, they of course respect ban out that Lone Druid. You really don't want to play Team Kinguin Lone Druid unless you have a really good plan for beating it. Meanwhile, Team Kinguin, they ban out the Ember Spirit and the Juggernaut. Of course, Wind and Rain proving that they can play their heroes very well in the open qualifiers. Now, Axe coming out from Team Kinguin, they love this hero, and Wind and Rain, they pick up the Undying. What I have noticed is there is still a Skywrath available in this pool, so it's very possible that Team Kinguin could pick up the Skywrath and pop that Kunkka down in the middle lane, so we'll see what they decide to do with that one. But right now, the ball is in Wind and Rain's court. Now, you might, of course, heard that I am indeed alone today. Shadow Tier, poor old Mo Farah, his internet popped out, and they're working on a fix right now, but it is a regional issue for him, so we will be alone for these games, I think. Feels bad for him. His TI dreams crushed, but there's a Lifestealer coming out from Wind and Rain, and they played this hero, again, as I said, in the open qualifiers. Haven't seen so much from Wind and Rain just yet, but, you know, they've got a lot of potential. You know, Kidtrack, so many people I've talked to have said, yeah, man, Kidtrack's going to be the next big captain. You know, he's going to be the next PPD. He's a man with a plan, and he knows how to implement it. So all eyes on Kidtrack, and Ritsu as well. You know, he's the guy we've seen around. You know, a bit of a controversial figure, but Ritsu is, you know, you can't deny that he's really, really good at this game. So a bit interesting to see the Dark Willow picked up by Team Kinguin. Again, not a hero we're used to seeing, but then again, this is Kinguin, you know. If you want Dota you're not used to seeing, then Kinguin is definitely the team to watch, because these guys just throw the rulebook out the window and play Dota how they think it should be played, which, of course, very respectful, awesome to watch. So, yeah, going for the Dark Willow and Axe combo. I mean, I quite like it, to be honest. You can usually catch one or two heroes inside that Bramble Maze. And also, obviously, later on with that Fear, you know, you've got the cool Fear combo. In fact, they've got a huge combo. If you get these big calls, these team fights are just going to go down so quick. But at least you've got an RP. But you have to make sure that you get the Axe inside that RP, and the Shadow Demon as well, because the Shadow Demon's just going to save your carry, and if you don't get the Axe inside the RP, then he's going to blink in. So the counter initiation from Team Kinguin is super scary right now. It's actually super scary. You've got to be careful. So they ban out the Medusa from the side of Wind and Rain, and I think that's quite smart. And meanwhile, Team Kinguin, they ban out the Pugnus, so really shows what both of these drafts are going for. And Team Kinguin, they want to go the distance, and they're going to battle the War of Time, and pick up the Faceless Void for themselves. So plenty of stuff to throw into that Chronosphere. So Looks like it is going to be the Kunkka mid, and Axe in the offlane, and Faceless Void in the safe lane would be my guess. However, could be anything. And especially with these lanes, how they're going to roll and everything. Of course, Lifestealer quite good versus the Axe. Axe can call through the rage, but, you know, Lifestealer doesn't really mind. You know, he's always going to get his health back from him. So Wind and Rain, last pickup for them. What's it going to be? What direction are they going to take this draft in? I think they need their mid laner, although I'm not 100%. I'm fairly certain they'll put this Magnus in the offlane with the Undying. Leshak on the 5 position? Could be wrong. Could be completely wrong. Yeah, and they pick up the Storm to finish things up. Okay, quite interesting, I would say, that they picked the Storm into a Faceless Void and an Axe, but Bryle obviously confident on the hero, and of course it does give him that hero to bomb in with a Lifestealer, which is valuable in and of itself. So, I'm into it. Let's see what we've got. Game number 1, starting right now. Of course, if you're wanting to watch the OG game, then you can hop over to the other channel. They're covering that over at the main hub with more. They're covering that one, Final Tribe versus OG. But right now, you got your. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to call it the more interesting game, but certainly, we got some drafts to play with here. I'm excited. I think this is going to be a bloodbath. I think these teams both want to fight each other a ton. The only thing I kind of want to note is that the Kinguin, they're going to be looking to fight around this chrono a little bit more than, you know, they've got to work around this cooldown. I don't think RP is that important to Wind and Rain, but hey, could be wrong. And the good lucks have funs. Oh no! Dark Willow says, no, we will not have fun. We will not be wished good luck. Well, Pados, Kesor, and Elder Sash coming down, charging down this bottom lane. There's a Ritsu and Kidtrack. Okay, so they are putting the Undying in the 5 position, in the Leshak in the 4. That's fine. I like that as well. Oh, of course, they want to lane the Undying versus the Axe. That makes sense to me. So Kesor and Elder Sash, they're bringing down 3 here. They've actually leveled up this Soul Catcher nice and early, rather than going for the Disruption as you usually see at level 1. Looking for that extra damage, I guess. Axe, meanwhile, holding his level, could go for anything. And they're just going to basically demand this rune. Meanwhile, Exotic Deer trying to get all the information he can up at top. And they even put down a ward here by the old rune spot. And it's going to be a pretty straight trade, just a 2 for 2 here, no biggie. I mean, I guess you could argue this slightly favours Wind and Rain because it means that one of the supports is going to have to TP to the top lane. I highly doubt they're leaving their Faceless Void alone versus Milan and Forev. Look, see some big plays though. I mean, this is a game of playmakers. You know, there's not a single guy in this game who isn't going to make some crazy clutch play. And this is what these teams are like. This is how these guys like to play. I mean, I've watched a bit of Wind and Rain. Obviously, no one's seen a lot of them because they've only come together for these qualifiers. But obviously, Kinguin, you know, cast a whole bunch of Kinguin, and they're all about the kind of interesting, flashy plays, the new strategies. And look at them, they're tri-laning. They're aggressive tri-laning and doing a ton of damage to Ritsu to start things off. Look at this guy. This is a Soul Catcher. This is the Bramble Maze, and just the Battle Hunger and a lot of harass. So. Well, Lifestealer, he's going to have to pop that south nice and early here. Meanwhile, here in this middle lane, look at the niche versus Bryle. So, you know, Storm, he's off to a pretty decent start versus Kunkka, but Kunkka, you know, he takes a couple of levels to get the right clicks in. To get himself doing some damage. They're both going for a bottle. They certainly are both going for a bottle. Has some bottle-on-bottle action for the middle lane. Competing for these runes. Very important, of course. And up on this top lane, you got Exotic Deer just basically trying to solo farm versus Forev and Milan. You know, he might be alright. currently on 0 CS. And look at Milan there, just baiting out that stun, trying to play around with him, as Forev is just farming away to his heart's content. So Lifestealer currently on 2 CS, and Faceless Void on 0 CS. So it is not a pretty day to be a carry. Bottom lane, though, they're going to find Kaysor, and that is a fairly big first blood. So this is aggressive tri-lane, where the dual lane gets their kill against you first. That is not good. Kinguin, they kind of messed up there. So, oh, she wasn't level 2. Sorry, I did actually look down at her and thought, oh, she's got Shadow Realm. But she didn't. She's only level 1, so I guess that shows the importance. You know, Ritsu and Kidtrek, they managed to find their level 2, and they just use that advantage to find themselves an early kill, which is quite advantageous. Well, Patos having a wonderful start to this game, 13-1 right now, but let's look over to the middle lane as Bryle is taking a bit of damage from Nisha here, as Nisha finds his levels and starts to get the ball rolling in this middle lane as he actually takes over Bryle on the CS chart, and that's a conquer effect for you. Just takes a couple of minutes to get into the game, but once he's there, he's a very hard hero to last hit against, especially with this Tidebringer. Of course, the extra damage from Tidebringer does apply onto Denies, which is pretty strong. But bottom lane, they found the call to Kidtrek, and they find this kill. He heals himself up, and the stun in from the Leshrac. Milan comes around the side. They find the kill onto Patos. They do take down the Undying, though. Meanwhile, Ritsu being chased back by El Lesage. Kaysor having to duke it out a little bit. Milan, though, just going pretty hard on this Leshrac right now as Shadow Demon and Kaysor come in. But Undying is making his way back in. He's going to have that Soul Rip available. So Kinguin, they call it. They back out for now. The big question is, though, is Void actually going to get some farm now? Well, I mean, he's drawing even with levels on the Magnus. So they should be fine. And, I mean, bottom is where the action is, you know. Top lane, it's a Magnus versus a Faceless Void right now. Even with the Leshrac there's no setup for that stun, so I don't think the Faceless Void ever dies just because of this pesky Time Walk ability. But, certainly, you know, I don't think Exotic Deer is going to be too pressured up here. He can always get the XP, but yeah, I don't think they're going to kill him. Whether he gets last hits, well, that's another issue, and that's what we'll be paying attention to. Bryle, Nisha trying to bait out with that Torrent, cancelling the animation. But yeah, bottom lane, we now have a tri-lane launch, do we actually? No, we don't have a tri-lane, and there is the call into Ritsu. Does manage to get the rage off, however, but in comes the stuns. The Bramble Maze comes through, the Battle Hunger, the stun. Is it enough to bring down the Lifestealer? I'm just not sure. He's in the tree line. Is Battle Hunger gonna turn away? Either way, Milan coming in the back lines, going on to Kaysor here. Kaysor dropping very low. One more right click will be enough to bring him down as Patos heals himself up, but it's too little, too late. And of course, Ritsu does survive. I'm not sure if Kidtrek threw him at a heal, but in the middle lane. No, up at top. Exotic Deer finds a kill onto Bryle. What? Must have got a bash or two. I don't know, but we'll pay with his life as Forev chases him down. But that is a kill from your offlaner onto your mid laner, and he did a merry taunt after that. And I can't really blame him. But we've got more action as Milan seems to be going down here, going for this rune perhaps, or just being caught in no man's land. And this Dire Ward catching him out, and they go for that takeout. Now Ritsu forced to retreat to the tree line. Whew. You're up at top. Exotic Deer, he's getting more confident in this lane, you know. He's like, okay, I can come and get some CS. And he's sitting on 9. Magnus, of course, leading in on 38. He is a strong laner, the Magnetor. Does do pretty well for himself. Meanwhile, I'm scared to take my eyes off this bottom lane. So much has been going on down here. I'm pretty sure we've had like 1 kill on the rest of the map. It's just been all bottom, baby. El Lesage now going for the smoke play into the middle lane.
Bottom tower is under attack.
You get nothing.
Milan going down. They get another stun off onto 2 here. Paytos coming in. He really wants to get that cool. Oh no, he doesn't actually have it off cooldown. And a soul rip. Oh wow, he just gets taken out. Queso having to back out of this one. Just watching his axe, his tank get assassinated there. That was a lot of damage. Meanwhile up at top, Exotic Deer and Forev just kind of tangoing. Forev still having a pretty good time with this Magnus. Now has the RP threat, which is pretty huge. Man, this bottom lane has done so well for Wind and Rain. I did not expect this. And Kinguin, they're feeling the pressure to make something happen here as they come in. Oh, nice stun from Milan on the sidelines. Paydos just can't get close enough with the cool. Now with the stun should help him out a little bit. Undying, he's pretty tanky. Is he tanky enough though? I think the answer might be no. Milan again with a nice stun. Trying to bring down Paytos, just trying to get some damage out. May regret this as in comes a Shadow Demon. No cool available, of course. They do have that Cursed Crown. Milan makes it under tower, though. Are they going to keep chasing? Well, they're thinking about it. They want to, but they can't. As the TPs are coming in. Bryle is here. Kitrak, he's back from the dead. True to name, Undying's coming in this one. I feel like Paytos might be in a spot to bother. Yep, the jump forwards from Bryle, but now, quick call from Paytos. Maybe they'll let it forward. No electric vortex onto Bryle here, so only slowing with the overload and the static remnants.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Illusion. Missing middle.
Well, Ritsu just farming up, currently sitting on 28 CS. It's been pretty messy here in this bottom lane. And oh, top lane. It does look like they're going to find the kill onto the Magnus, but let's go back to bottom as Paytos is being brought down here with the open wounds. Oh, big save from El Lasash though. Is it enough to help Paytos out here as he's running towards the secret shop, but does get brought down? And looks like El Lasash does just about survive, so pretty even trades going on right now.
Radiant's top tower.
Because of course you had the Magnus dying in the top lane, so in fact I think that actually favors Kinguin a little bit. That Magnus death was pretty huge for them. He has just been farming. And even tried to RP just before he died as well. So for no, he's not going to go for it. I thought he might just RP and have Bryle come in with the ball lightning, but he's not that high on mana and health. So Bryle, he's just going to stack up, get himself a cheeky shrine, and get back to business. Well, Ritsu, he's got himself the Infest now, so we might see some Infest Storm Spirit shenanigans. We shall see. I imagine they'll at least wait until Ritsu has his armlet before they start going for any kind of ganks on people. And especially we talked about the counter initiation. I think when we get out of the laning phase and we start having some fights, I reckon everybody's just going to start 5-manning. Look at the damage onto Paytos here. He's going to have to cool, get that extra armor. But Ritsu, just chasing him out of lane by himself. So really showing that you can't leave this axe alone versus a lifestealer. That's what he does. Now Milan, they looking to find someone here. Wind and Rain getting a little bit aggressive, and once again Ritsu coming forwards onto Paytos, just not letting him lane right now. Very strong, and I mean, just looking at the CS right now, I mean, Nisha, he's doing fantastically. He's going to have to really carry them through this middle game because top lane, well, you know, Void did alright versus Frez and Milan, but basically the Void left the lane at about sorry, the Leshrac. Oh, down at bottom lane we actually have him going in as Ritsu under the tower, gets a kill onto Paytos and then gets the Infest onto the Undying. Can't X marks through. Oh, you can X marks through the Infest. Huh. Wow. Okay. X marks tears you out of your host. Stun out. Nicely done by Milan. Should probably save his life actually as Lascelles Sash comes forwards. Needs to be careful. Throws out that banishment, but Milan coming in the back lines. This guy's not scared. Okay, he is scared. He is very scared. He backs off. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like Kinguin, they drafted for this strong laning phase and it just hasn't really gone that well for them. Void has now pulled ahead of Ritsu, so that is something. Getting a little bit more freedom than Ritsu. It's his lane's kind of opened up a bit since his Leshrac's been gone, but still though, Magnus. So many last hits on this guy, but Nisha's got 95 last hits at the 11 minutes 30 mark. Like, this guy's been hitting creeps. That's been really hitting creeps, and he's about to have an armlet board out to him. He's got the phase boots already, and then he's going to go for the straight into the halberd, which is an interesting choice, but I like it, and it's actually really good versus the Storm Spirit. Not traditionally thought of as this right clicker, but he doesn't like to build BKB very early, and he does need to right click to get that overload damage off. So, oh, RP straight out onto Exotic Deer, and they set up for the stun. Do manage to find the stun. Now Exotic Deer will get that time walk off, getting the bashes onto the mag. Meanwhile, the Leshrac will just escape, but Magnus doesn't really look like he's going anywhere. Never mind, Leshrac goes down, but Rev gets taken down. Exotic Deer goes a little bit low, but fantastic rotation from Kinguin as they find the kills up in this top lane, and kind of start to move things in their favor. So these rotations are actually turning this game around for Kinguin. I know, like, the scoreboard, you know, 1k gold advantage doesn't really look all that bad for them, but actually I feel like with the lanes they had, it needs to go better. You know, you've got a Storm Spirit, you've got a Lifestealer, you got a Magnus. Your early game has to go well when you draft a Kunkka, Nax, and a Faceless Void. But you know, turning around with these rotations, and of course Nisha looking very, very scary, if we're being honest. Well, down the bottom lane, Paytos just cutting some creep waves, and Ritsu, being last year, is absolutely fine with that. So, you know, maybe a bit of a bro code going on here. Just like, hey man, you know, I'm an X, I just want to cut waves, you're a lifestealer, you don't care about tanking creeps, you know, let's just, you and me, farm up, get ourselves online, and, you know, let our teammates find out, but you and me will, we'll just pull ahead, and we'll be the start of this game. Ritsu's like, yeah, sure man, let's go for it. Well, Paytos, never mind. He's going to immediately TP out of this one. He knows there's no Electric Vortex on the Storm Spirit. And I believe he did know the storm was coming. They had this dire ward. Meanwhile, Milan just farming up, doing his thing. And this Leshrac, I mean, yeah, as I said before, like, this Wind and Rain lineup is actually super scary late game. In fact, I actually feel like Kinguin's game is super scary late game. Oh, we have a Chrono Spear. They are ditching everything into this Magnus, and they will be able to bring him down. Now looking for more, actually, as Kidtrack is held up by that X mark. Nisha, actually, I think he missed on that Tidebringer. Now Ritsu just coming into Nisha here, and they've got to be careful. In comes Sophia, but of course doesn't penetrate BKB, so Ritsu is fine to keep on chasing, but they don't have any lockdown. And the magic damage is not there to do the final few hits onto Nisha, so he gets away. The pirate does escape. Of course, quite interesting that you know, the kind of story behind Wind and Rain's journey to the open qualifiers. You know, they're basically a ragtag team of pros which came together and looking to take the world by storm. We'll throw it onto net worth now. It has been a very long laning phase. It feels like no one's really been rotating. Uh oh, middle lane. They get the deny on the tower. Very important that they get that. Now Exotic Deer comes onto Bryle. They see that he hasn't got much mana available, but it's going to be enough just to jump over the Roche pit. Now all out, running to his team to safety, and does actually manage to duke it out quite well as both the Torrent and the Faceless Void guess bottom, and they were wrong. And they're pinging onto the high ground. Nisha, though, going to walk into 4 heroes here, but Queso in the backline throws down that Bramble Maze. Milan taking a lot of damage with the boat coming through. They do find the kill to Leshrac, a beautiful stun with the Curse Crown. Follow it up, and Kinguin are cleaning up. I say beautiful stun with the Curse Crown. I mean, what did the Dark Willow really do? She just put it on someone, and this is such a perfect place for a Dark Willow to fight, you know. She just that was all Dark Willow, baby. That was all Queso. Just shoved down that Bramble Maze there, and then shoved down the Cursed Crown, and you got 4 heroes here, right? Where do they go? If you go this way, you know, this is a choke point. You're gonna stun your friends. If you go this way, you're gonna stun your friends. Whatever you do, you're gonna stun your friends unless someone runs into the enemy team. So yeah, really, really beautiful plays by the Dark Willow, but just a fantastic place for her to fight, really. Possibly a mistake from Wind and Rain, to be honest. You don't really want to fight these heroes in these sort of choke points. You know, you're against a Kunkka, you're against an Axe, you're against a Dark Willow. I think the aim of the game is choose your fights carefully. Otherwise, this might happen. Now, Frev, what's he actually going for in this mag? He's got the Vanguard, he's got the Arcane Boots, and he's going for the Blink. Okay, so I think S4 went for this build the other day when he was playing mag in the open qualies. Worked out pretty well for him, but we'll see how it goes for this Magnus. Yeah, he's got another chrono up. I would actually be surprised if he just dumped it onto Milan, because what can they actually do about that? You know, they got Kid Track. That's about it. But I think he wants to save it for something more important. In fact, they're going for the big fight here. Axe is just at bottom. He wants to make sure he's showing himself plenty so that Forev feels kind of scared. Going for a Blink Dagger as well. They throw out the Chrono onto the Lifestealer. Ritsu taking a lot of damage here, and they will be able to bring him down. Beautiful timing on that Torrent. Kidjack in the tree line. Do they have the side in him? They certainly do not. And it's going to be a full retreat from Wind and Rain, but they lose their position 1 carry to that Chronosphere. And, well, fear the Chrono. Respect the Chrono. Play around that timing, because Kinguin, they've got a lot of damage to throw into that thing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So, thinking of going for this push up at top, maybe thinking twice about it. Forev now has this Blink Dagger and Reverse Polarity, and they have seen it. He hasn't tried to hide it. Uh-oh! They find the Storm. Okay. Not entirely sure what Storm was doing there, but, I think he was going for a kill onto Patos, perhaps? Top lane, sorry, I was still in shock after that Storm death. That was huge, actually. Just brawl things. Meanwhile, Forev coming forward. He's got the RP. If he wants to dump it onto Exotic Deer, he chooses not to, and the Faceless Void will escape because of that. Forev just, oh, he didn't have the mana. He used RP. Okay, they used it for the Dark Willow. Gotcha. Gotcha. I'm on board. We've caught up in this top lane. We understand what's going on right now. As Milan, well, they don't catch him. Nice break through the trees using that the split earth, and we'll just be able to escape out of this one. And up to the top lane we go. Very kind of defensive from both teams, actually. Note, there's only been 1 tower that's fallen. We're at 18 minutes, and only the middle tier 1 on the dire side has fallen. Rain is still up. All the others are still up, so this is just the laning phase which never ends. And Forev, he's going to get a boat to the face. Magnus, of course, he's got this Vanguard, so he is very tanky. I'm going to try and RP himself away from this one. Patos is ready with the Call and the Banish. Perhaps not what they're after there, and then messes up the Culling Blade as well. Forev will not escape, but it gives Ritsu time to get in. Beautiful stop it from Milan, as Ritsu is able to do the damage to Patos here. He's going to use that Call, try and hold up Lifestealer, but Patos dropping very low. But Nisha comes in with the Torrent, with the Tidebringer, and gets himself the triple, and they bring down yet another. Storm still hanging about. Bryle maybe thinking about going for something here, but I don't know if he wants to. No, he's just going to keep on farming up. Bryle not really getting involved in these fights. And the second tower of the game goes down. Kinguin's first tower, believe it or not. 19 minutes into this game. We've had games which have ended by the 17 minutes so far in these qualifiers, so it's looking quite interesting. Oh, down the bottom lane. They seem to be setting up on Forev here. They've got the Blink and Cool for this. Magnus will use it. Now the stun comes out from Dark Willow as well, comboing it up quite nicely here. Keeping him still now inside the Bramble Maze as well. It's taken a lot to bring him down though, even committing the boat and the X marks, but they do find the kill onto the Magnus. Kinguin knowing exactly how much it would take to bring down the big dinosaur dude, and committing 3 heroes and basically the perfect amount of commitment to bring him down. Nice, nice judgment calls here. As they're going to take a second tower of the game, but Wind and Rain, they're looking at top. They're thinking about this tower. Kedrak will make his way over. Bryle not having the best start to this game. Look at the seat. Look at Nisha doing work on the nearly 12k gold. Bryle is finding the gold here. So he's going through the Bloodstone, which is why he hasn't really been getting involved in these fights. He just wants to basically farm up this Bloodstone and then fight. That surprises me though. I feel like with the Lifestealer, when he gets his arm, that you basically just want to go. Milan jumping through the tree lines. What's this cheeky guy doing? He's got a TP, so he's setting up for something. Meanwhile, it's Kinguin. They're going for the smoke, and they actually scan the wrong place here on the Radiant. So, and they're just going to find Forev again. And Patos, buddy, these culling blades are not really been working out for you. Questionable culling blades, but it's okay. It's okay. They're getting the kill, so what does it matter? No speed bonus, but whatever. Yep, Milan just comes through and cuts a creep wave, TPs himself out of here, leaves one alive. Terrible, so inefficient. 0 out of 10.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, Bryle ready with the zip, looking at this middle lane perhaps, but Peytos. It's kind of a Mexican standoff here. Both teams kind of edging around the sides of one another, no one wanting to commit just yet, but Kinguin have been the, okay, come on, surely this is the time when we go for the Infest Bomb. Nope, still holding out. I mean, you've also got the Magnus as well, so, you know, you don't have to put all your eggs into the Storm Basket. And, oh, what? As if by magic. Inside forever we go. And a smoke up as well. If Kinguin walk into this trap, then it could be a very painful result indeed. Oh, and it's a smoke on smoke. 3 versus 3, and they do completely walk around each other. They're looking for the bottom lane. They're looking for Exotic Deer. He's just picked up a BKB. He's got a Chronosphere as well, so they got to commit hard onto this target. Meanwhile, they're going to find Bryle here. They're just going to call him up. Let's go. They got a double damage on Nisha as well. Do they have enough to bring him down? They certainly do. But now comes the RP, and Fest won't TP in, but there's Elder Sash able to stay outside of the RP, and Dismant, and oh. Okay, Lifestealer finding out, but Forev, he's actually going to drop to Nisha. That's so much damage coming out from the Dark Willow. Meanwhile, Redsu falling low, having to kind of play with the armor toggles here, but the Battle Hunker and the right clicks from all of the axes to bring him down. Meanwhile, up on the cliff, Nisha, he's trying to get away from Bryle here, but Bryle does find the kill. Meanwhile, Elder Sash playing around on such low health and is able to actually save his teammates. Peytos, though, catches the Storm Spirit and a beautiful Chrono from Exotic Steer, even leaving his axe outside of the Chronosphere. What a team player. You don't see that very often. Most Faceless Voids just throw it right down, like dunk the thing down, just like, ah, my teammate's dead, it's fine. But Exotic Deer with the positioning. I feel like, alright, controversial opinion, you probably should have let your axe die there, because that way you can catch the Undying. And I know the Undying wasn't going to go down. I mean, this guy's got a Medallion and a Buckler, but I feel like it's kind of worth it. I don't know, that's just my decision. So Wind and Rain, they're starting to feel the pressure here, which Kinguin are putting out. And Bryle nearly had an awesome fight until he got called by the axe. And that's the thing, there's two big things which Bryle has to look out for this game. One is Chronosphere, and the one is the Berserker's Call. And in that fight, he got caught by both. And actually, even the Kunker's going to catch him out as well. Kunker's actually a really good hero versus the, well, not a really good hero, but he's decent enough against the Storm. He's of course got that X marks the spot, so he can drag the Storm back and get that torrent down and basically hold him down for a while and allow him to probably get that kill. All right, so let's take a step back. Let's go get an eye on the sky. All right. Never mind, Forever, here we go, RP onto 2, it's quite nicely done, and now the charge back as well. Bryle ripping through, but the BKB is off from Exotic Deer as Peytos comes in with a beautiful call. Can they bring down Bryle? Doesn't like the count. Peytos getting very low, he's going to drop, as is the Faceless Void. Elder Sash backs out of this one. Bryle does drop, as Elder Sash was able to get that ultimate off, but not a good trade. Not a good trade at all. But finally the RP Infest pays off. And now they're going to look for Roshan. They're going to claim their reward. Probably the first really convincing fight of the game, and it goes to Wind and Rain. Now it's going to follow up with the Roshan. This might even tip the gold into their advantage. Oh, Ritsu. Ritsu, careful, buddy. He's pretty low. Frev is not tanking this one. Well, Retsu, he's just gonna play with fire, and they're gonna give the Aegis to Bryle as he just zips in for the victory. Really good hero, best hero in the game to put the Aegis on. Either Storm or Leshrac when he's playing a core, because these guys, they can directly convert mana into damage and basically mess you up. And being able to do that twice, you know, just the respawn and also disable it. It's just an awesome hero to have the Aegis on. And they like to get deep, so yeah, I think Storm's probably the best. Being able to play Brave on a on a Storm Spirit is absolutely invaluable. Not having to worry now about the call about the Chronosphere, because if they drop a whole Chronosphere on him, then it's going to be a really good fight for them anyway.
A tithe to the impurities.
Well, the Americans starting to show a bit of life now in this game. Making those plays, you know, they were just waiting. They wanted that Bloodstone on the Storm Spirit. Now they've got it. Bryle is a man with a plan, and they're looking to go. You know, he's the real carry of this game. The Lifestealer, he's kind of taking the backseat. Rishi's just there to do some damage. Though, Sit and Power really does speed up the Lifestealer's farming. And here we go, getting inside Bryle this time, mixing it up. I like to see that, and they've actually... Did they ping these guys out? I don't think they have. Plenty of sentries being placed. Let's just look at the Radiant Vision quickly. Maybe they caught it with this Observer. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I think they did, because they're heading right up there. Milan, up at the top lane, going to walk out into the creeps and now get himself caught, but the RP on the backline is going to catch out one. They managed to bring down Elder Sash, but RP just on 10 might seem like overkill. Look, Hazel getting completely dropped. Now El Nisha just can't really find himself a way out of this fight. The cooler's out from Paytos, but El Nisha, no, he doesn't survive through that one. Paytos being brought down as well. Wind and Rain with the assassination plays on to Kinguin, and they had a Chronosphere the entire time, but Exotic Deer just said, no, I'm out of this one. I am completely done with this fight. Nothing in this for me, and well, they're trying to find the Spaceless Void as he drops the Shadow Amulet and TP's out inside Roshan, so. Jeez. Well, don't smoke in vision, kids. It will not end well for you. Aritsu's starting to tear away at this tower, but man, Wind and Rain just basically hit their timing, so went, alright, we're online now, let's go. And, well, gloves off, trousers down, and, Kinguin don't have the answers yet. I'm not sure they do right now. You don't want to wait. They've already given up so much momentum. You know what? This Heaven's Halberd pick was not the item for Kunkka this game. I think he needed to really get some more items, some kind of, you know, Heaven's Halberd's okay. It gives you the evasion, it gives you the of course the Sange benefits, but compared to something like early crits, where you can actually like just win team fights by 1 or 2 big crits, or I don't know, I feel like you need that damage to bring down these heroes, and they jump forwards onto the axe, and Paytos is rip. Just completely gets his cheese grated, and Ritsu and Bryle. Well, I was waiting for the Infest bombs, and, well, I didn't have to wait too long. The Americans very much love getting inside one another and going for a ride. Take that how you will. Still, though, the late game looks pretty scary from Kinguin, but it also looks pretty scary from Wind and Rain. Hard to really say whose favorite is. You've got a Lifestealer who kind of tends to fall off a bit, and, but you've got the Storm Spirit who doesn't really fall off at all. He loves the late game. I mean, there is that stage of the game where you get hexes and such. Oh, Nisha gonna get brought back and RP'd and everything just thrown into him. He drops down the boat. He's gonna stay alive for quite a while, but his team are not coming for this fight. They just give up on him. And this is so surprising to me. I don't understand. You know, they've got this Chronosphere. They've got the BKB. You know, 9 seconds now on this BKB on Exotic Deer. You know, I feel like these are fights they might want to be taking, and especially a Kunkka. He stays alive such a long time. The whole team was there, close by. Maybe they just didn't have their axe, and that was enough to deter them. Blade Mail now out on the axe. Vanguard Blade Mail is the play. And again, you are fighting into an Aegis Storm Spirit, which is it's pretty painful. And well, talking of which, Aegis does just run out. Are they bothered? Nah, they're not bothered. Here we go, zip across the map, but oh, okay, so just gets nuked from across, sniped. The cannon gets fired, and well, Ryle was the bullet, and Ritsu was the ammunition. He was a gunpowder, sorry, yeah, Ritsu was a gunpowder. There you go. There's a metaphor we're looking for. Sometimes you got to fish around for these pesky metaphors, find them, but you get them. It's just all the sweeter. And Brawl really is having a pretty good time this game on the Storm Spirit. He's pulled ahead, he's found some kills. You know, the guy's sitting at 6-6, which doesn't sound that impressive, but considering how pretty horrible his early game was, he's now starting to turn things around, and he's getting kills for his lifestealer as well. And look at that net worth. This guy's been farming. He's been hitting creeps. 261.
Let the fun begin.
Well, faces Void going for the MKB. Looking to, there's no evasion, is... Oh yeah, the evasion talent and lifestealer. Of course, of course. Well, Forev, he's picked himself up this Crimson Guard, and if we just throw it over to the items page, see what's about. Of course, Orchid on the Storm now. Yeah, no real item progression recently from the side of Kinguin. They have the Yules on K-Star, but that didn't really help out much when he just got jumped across the map. The Leshrak's got the Blink and Yules. I mean, this Leshrak's got so much money. And here we go. Again, switching it up, you know, if you just make sure that you're not in... If you've got these two options on the Lifestealer, you just keep mixing it up, keep using the RP, keep using the Ball Lightning, and the enemy are none the wiser, you know? It makes them so much harder to counterplay you if they don't know which one you're going to be inside. Very important, and I love the way they're doing that. They're going for another smoke? No, they are not. They're just playing defensively right now, sitting on their high ground. 9k gold advantage now for Wind and Rain.
Radiant are scanning.
Man, this is tense. this is really tense, and actually it's gonna be Ritsu who just gets bored, like, you know what, guys, I need to go farm. I can't spend all day doing this. Sorry, Forev. Yeah, blink Yules on Milan here. Take a moment to appreciate how farmed this Leshrak is. Nisha has these crits, actually going for the Blink Dagger next. So choosing to go for a bit more mobility rather than damage to try and turn this one around for them. They're definitely falling down. I mean, just look at this net worth. Wind and Rain, you know, they started going for these, they basically stopped playing aggressive Dota and just went, you know, at the start of the game they weren't playing aggressive at all, they were just so passive, you know, letting Kinguin get a couple of kills, and they're like, it's fine, as long as we don't give away too much. And then they hit their timings, and you know, this is, you don't see this many games which is so, they try to find the Storm in the trees and do actually miss with a Terrorize on K-Saw here. Yeah, you rarely see teams which have timings and they go for them this aggressively. Like, the other example I can think of is Fly to Moon. Play like this, where they will almost do, like, you know, go for not many ganks, not many kills. Just wait for this Bloodstone on their Storm, wait for their, you know, Armlet, and I think they got the Desolator on the last year as well, before they went for the first one, and then you start fighting. And it works so well for them. And look at this, he's got Shivas now. Bryle is just the money bags. Scrooge McDuck over here, playing the Storm Spirit. And here we go, gotta find everybody, jump in with the RP, just throw the whole kitchen sink, tear them apart, and this is just pure assassination. Nisha trying to get away from this one. I mean, he's still got plenty of health, but when you got no teammates, what does health matter? As he can't really do anything. He gets brought down. Wind and Rain jump forwards, and man, Bryle and the Storm Spirit turning up to this game. The Americans, they've come to EU, and they've definitely bought their game faces. I mean, I like the idea of Kinguin to just sit in the tree line here and kind of try and bait out with a couple of heroes sitting around the other side of the fight, but Brad just saw them all. You know, he's got these static remnants, he's got the sheaves as well. So well, I'm just popping the aggression dusts. I'm not entirely sure why, to be honest with you. Void is dead, so he's the one with the Shadow Blade. Misclick, I guess. We'll call it a misclick.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, another day, another infest, and it just looks to be a taxi. Thank you very much, Brial. I'll get out. This is my stop. Tip the man with an Aegis. And there is just no response. This is looking grim for Kinguin. They're not going to get there nearly in time. This is just such a quick Roshan. They've got this Desolator. They've got all the tools in the world for taking down Rosh. They have a medallion. Oh yeah, they got the Soul Crest on dying as well. Woo! Take down this Rosh. And Kinguin, well, they just go, well, we wanted to contest Rosh. You know, they weren't even that slow on picking up on it. They were like, alright, something's up, let's go, boys. And they got about a third of the way there, and it was done. And sometimes it's a little bit painful. Well, at least you got the conquer for defending your high ground. This high ground defense looks pretty decent. Void maybe not the best, and the fact that you've only got 2 ranged heroes, which are both supports, makes things a little bit harder. But you know, the big cast, sorry, the cast distance on the Dark Willow, gonna help them out a lot. The fact they've got an axe, and you know, it does put a bit of pressure. But also, you know, with the Blink RP and Brial as well on the Storm Spirit, you know, attacking high ground it's also going to be pretty doable for Wind and Rain. So I don't feel like they're that scared about the Kinguin high ground defense. Okay, Ritsu with the 1 second infest gets caught out in this in the thorns. Of course, he does have the cheese available and a heart, and now they actually drop the Chrono into it, and Brial jumps straight into the Chronosphere, but they're just not doing the damage here. Paytos pops the blade mail, trying to get back. Meanwhile, Milan with the BKB, and now they get the RP off, and they're just going to tear apart El Lasash. Paytos as well. He's going to be next on the list. Exildo gets brought down on the sidelines, but Paytos drops, and GG, well played is cool. And this game is going to go to Wind and Rain. Wow. What? Wow. I'm in shock, guys. That was not what I expected. And even coming into the start of that game, you know, Kinguin looked good. They did not look bad. They looked good, but you know, it's just, I don't know. Coming into that, sometimes it's just oof. Sometimes it's just oof. That's all I can say, really. As 29 to 27 kills, and I mean, poor old Paytos, you know, 2 and 11. I thought this axe was going to be a monster pick. I thought he was going to be able to jump in, you know, ruin the Lifestealer's initiation, get the Storm as well, and he did do that. But then you just had Milan throwing out these split earths, and you had the RPs coming off as well. You know, if you didn't catch Farev and Brial, it didn't matter because the rest of your team would die. Kaysor and El Lasash just didn't really stand much of a chance in these fights. They were just brought down, and man, Wind and Rain, they had a game plan. They stuck to it, and Team Kinguin kind of felt like they didn't. Hard to say. Anyway, well, that's Dota for you. So, nice start to this these regional qualifiers by Wind and Rain, defeating one of the invited teams. Don't go anywhere though. Next up, we got we'll be looking at Singularity versus Blinkpool as the next game. So that should be fun. Stay tuned for more TI qualifier action.
Place your bets at gg.bet.